Trying to eliminate some of this noise. You hear that background noise? I know. That's why I'm trying to just eliminate some of it in the video. Trying to eliminate some of this noise. So for whatever reason, my intro won't load. So I'm going to have to do this without the intro. Salute to everybody that's coming through. So for whatever reason, here we go. I was trying to figure out where that feed was coming from. I kept hearing it, but I didn't know where it was coming from. But everybody that came through, I sent the link to everybody so far. There is a few people who may not have gotten it yet. Let me just try to send that to you guys. I don't know why the intro is not feeding out. Yeah, should definitely be here in a few. We got a few interesting topics to talk about today. Got a topic from my wife that I thought was a decent topic to talk about as far as your individual personal life. We'll get into that. We're going to talk about DMX's homecoming today. I saw some video on that today. That was absolutely amazing. The bike tribute was ridiculous. It was crazy. We'll talk a little bit about the passing of Shock G. I'm going to give a moment of silence to all of our fallen comrades, compadres. We're going to get into a couple of things, you know what I mean? We want to talk sports. We're going to get into it all today, man. We've been gone for 2 weeks, so we got a little bit to cover. Yeah, I kind of want to give a little bit of time for everybody to get through. I'll try to answer your questions for those that, for whatever reason, can't get through. on the chat on Facebook, or well, actually with YouTube today. I think next week we're going to try a new format. Has been put before me, and I've been trying to work it a little bit, but for some reason it's not recording like it's supposed to. So once I get that format down pat, then we'll we'll talk about different things as far as that's concerned. But we'll start off with my Knicks. Hold on a second. Let me get these off. One second. Yeah, that light in the back was killing everything right now. So we'll talk about the Knicks. You know, had an exciting game today. It was a little annoying in the beginning, you know, but for the most part, it was one of those greedy games that we should have won, and we did. And I don't know. I thought it was just a nice gritty game. Once again, shout out to everybody that came through. I see you, bro. I sent the link to you, so you should have it real soon. The question was put before me yesterday. Oh, excuse me, today. It's me, I feel like this. I feel that and I know people are going to blast me for it. You know, brother's been talking about it, and he oh man, I want to get into it. I want to get into it so bad, man. I really want to start the forum right now, man, but it's hard for me to start it without everybody being here. I'm gonna hold off. Because I know these cats are gonna want to get into this conversation. You know. Yeah, I know they want to get into this conversation, bro, because they've been getting at me all day about this. You know, mostly about my comment that I made about the Knicks. And my comment was, me, I feel that the Knicks need to lose a couple of games. They were mad because they felt like I was hating, and it's not hate. I don't want them going into the playoff season feeling like they're beyond themselves. I want them to continue to play the way they're playing. Gritty, taking it down to the wire. I mean, they can get the blowout win like they did today. I say do it. If not, I want them to be able to grind it out. I want them to hustle every single game. But I don't want them to feel like they're the ish. until they win that chip. You know what I mean? So I don't want them to get beyond themselves. You know, I want them to get back to what started this streak. You know, I saw that in the Atlanta game, how they came out super cocky. You know, Atlanta kind of like brought them down a little bit. You know, a couple of fans, Atlanta fans that I know, they were like, "Oh, y'all only won because Trae Young got hurt, whatever the case may be." Even if that was the case, I'll take the win. It don't matter. A win is a win, no matter how you look at it. So if the Lakers can win a chip off the bubble, then we're gonna take that win off a Trae Young injury. I don't care. You know, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Kept our streak alive. It be what it be. Period. So. But salute to everybody that's in the chat, that's in the room. All right, so let's get into it. If you made it, you made it. If you didn't, I'm gonna tell you. You know, I'm ready. I wanted these cats to get on, so so they could do what they had to do, say what they had to say. So today's game was one of those typical Knick games. It was annoying the first half. Toronto pressed the issue. You know, I don't want to say we made them look like all-stars, but for some reason when cats play the Knicks, you know, these unknown individuals start coming alive. You know what I mean? Making a name for themselves off this team. You know? They came alive today. First half. Second half, a totally different story. So, I believe RJ came alive. First, I want to say D Rose was one of the best pickups I think we had this year. Noel, I think is a great pickup, but not like D Rose. D Rose gave us a dimension off the bench that we needed. You know, along with Quickly, Obi had a great game today. He had a real good game today. But I think D Rose was somewhat the catalyst third quarter. I think him and RJ really came alive. Randall was on his grind. It was on his thugness today. He finished with 30-something points, I think. So he had a double-double today. RJ had a double-double today. Rose almost had a double-double. I think he had like 7 assists or whatever the case may be. I think like 18 or 20 points or something like that or whatever. This is off the bench, mind you. It's not even starting. This is off the bench. I just feel like we're clicking to a point where most teams are bringing an A game with us. They're not coming in here, ready to sub out at any given time. Like they don't want to even take their starters out because we're giving them the business. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that we're giving them the business. Like, yo, this is crazy how good this team has been playing these past couple of games. It's been years since we played this good. I think the last time we had a 8-game winning streak or a 9-game winning streak was 2013. So, and we're the only team besides I think Portland that has had a 9-game winning streak this year. So that just shows you just how competitive we've been. I'm trying to get my other screen of my camera here is looking a little weird, a little fuzzy. Trying to see if I can boost up the resolution because I don't need her acting weird on me. You know what I mean? So yeah, so picking up roles to me was an ill pickup because, like I said, it gave us a dimension off the bench that I felt was needed. And the fact that we got it when we did, helped to improve this team, to get the camaraderie, man, he's just showing his worth, man. I would sign him to a long-term contract in a heartbeat. A lot of people are like, oh, he's aging out. He's balling out right now. He can age out if he wants to, but it's something to be said about an individual that can play, teach, and display the type of heart that he displays day in and day out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm excited for that pick, man. That pickup was great for me. What else? RJ. A lot of people are like, we can get a lot of stuff up with for RJ. That's like when Jordan first came into the league. He wasn't lights out when he first came here. And for you don't want to give away a Jordan, and I'm not trying to categorize, RJ in that same category as Jordan. My point is that when Jordan first came to the league, he wasn't lights out when he first got here, and he had to grow. It didn't take him a year or two. It took him a couple. He got better every year. And if you look at RJ's numbers, you can see how confident he's gotten, how more improved his shot from free throws, 3-point shot, just a regular textbook field goal has gotten. So seeing all of that, it only shows his improvement, and it's going to show his durability, his ability to overcome all the things. Everybody was, he's not going to last. This was a fluke. Yeah. RJ to me is one of the top, I'm going to say top 10 sophomore class guards that are out there. That's just me. I think we got a great player. We could have gotten Zion, but I don't know. Where will we be right now? The camaraderie that we have, like you can't buy what I'm seeing on that Knicks team right now. You know what I mean? And I don't see that type of camaraderie on the Pelicans. I don't see it on on Memphis. I don't see it on Lakers. I don't see that. You know what I mean? You can't buy that anywhere else. And that's translating to games. It's translating to wins. It's translating to, them actually buying into the system. So, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. It's been a long time since I've been this excited about my Knicks team. And then the fact that we're at a point where we shouldn't be. Like, to win 30-something games, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but to win 30-something games, we've been slated to win 20. We wasn't slated to be at the bottom, but we wasn't slated to win 20 games, right? They counted us out completely. We was at the bottom of the list for almost every category that they had up there. Wins, it's just everything. So, what's to be where we are right now? I'm happy. Excuse me, I'm happy. So, I wish Jazz was here because I know for a fact he had a lot to say about this, especially like the guards. Jazz is a guard dude. Like, his thing is he's all about the guards. You know what I mean? Like, it all starts with defense, man. You get that defense down pat, that defense matters. People may not see it, they may not understand it, but it matters. Because defense breeds offense. You know what I mean? It's old school, but that's the truth. So you get a good defensive team or somewhat decent defensive team, it's going to always breed offense. Always. Especially if you can get a couple of shooters. But I'm excited, bro. You have no clue as to how excited I am with this team. I'm super, super, super excited. But the other thing I wanted to talk about with, before we get off the topic of the Knicks, Lakers. Tomorrow, just to let you know, we have a great game coming up, man. And I got a feeling it's a slight possibility, but I have a feeling this may be the finals matchup. And that's Phoenix Suns and the Brooklyn Nets. Now, if Brooklyn can get past a couple of teams that I think that they may have a couple of issues with, and if Phoenix keeps playing the way they're playing, I don't foresee anybody getting past these two teams, bro. And I would love to say my Knicks could do it because I got confidence in them. I think there's no team out there that really could beat them, but they might beat themselves. You know what I'm saying? But if that's going to be the matchup, I think it may be Brooklyn and Phoenix. The Phoenix Suns have been balling out. They've been balling. So it's not far-fetched to see the Suns in the finals. It's like it's not far-fetched to see Utah in the finals. Do I think the Lakers are going to make the finals? I want to say, yeah, man, but that's a reach. It's a reach, man. I don't know if they're going to make the finals. I know who's not going to make the finals, though. I know Toronto's not making the finals. And it's a shock to see how far they've fallen since Kawhi left, man. It's somewhat sad. Not sad, but somewhat sad. You know what I mean? But yeah. I just feel like with everything that's said and done, I feel like my team will definitely make the finals. I mean, make the Eastern Conference Finals. It would be beautiful if we get to the Eastern Conference Finals and it's New York against New York. You know what I'm saying? To have Brooklyn against the Knicks, that would be amazing. 7-game playoff series, Eastern Conference Finals, Brooklyn against the Nets. Against the Knicks. Son, it would get no better. It would get no better. And the best New York team goes to the finals. How crazy would that be? I'd be in my world. I promise you, I'm buying tickets for that game. I'm buying tickets for it. Oh, it's got me up right now. Like, just thinking about it, it's crazy. It's bananas. Brooklyn against the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. I can see it. I'll be honest with you. I can see it. I know for a fact, though, the Nets don't want that. It's always that possibility that the Knicks can knock them off. Can you imagine Brooklyn? Matter of fact, you know what? Let me see if I can get the ultimate net fan on the line. That would be, to me, probably, I think the ultimate. It's like having the Yankees and the Mets. Only difference is the Knicks is one of the hottest teams in the NBA. So that would be the ultimate. Knicks and the Nets. How crazy is that? How crazy would that be? So for me, I'm elated. I'm elated that we are what we are. I'm elated that we've surpassed everybody's expectations to a point where people are now worried about what the outcome is going to be for us. Actually, for themselves, teams come in now with a different mindset, different perspective as to what this is going to look like when this game starts. You know what I mean? So I'm elated, man. I can't wait to see how this is going to shape out. I think this is one of the most exciting seasons I've been on since we won those 52 games with Melo and the crew. I say to the day, had we not had half the injuries that we had, we would have been Eastern Conference bound and Eastern Conference Finals, and with the possibility of competing for a chip. I didn't see nobody in the East or in the West that could deal with us. That could have dealt with a healthy New York team. I didn't see nobody. I'm just saying. man, man, a healthy New York Knicks team around that time. We had Rashid, we had Martin, we had um Kid, we had a squad, bro. We had a squad. Oh man, we were balling, and then the injuries happened. Right towards the end of the season, it just was going. They were going down too, man. It was like, before you knew it, it was like, yeah, we gave a good run. Nothing we could do about it. And the injuries do what they do, man. Like it is what it is. But now, see, the problem is that we have such a young squad now. You know what I mean? We have such a young squad, and that's what I think I'm more fearful of, the young players getting ahead of themselves instead of pulling back a little bit. Wait until the last record is played, till we can get that last dance. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. So, now the Nets. I mean, I'm still, listen to me. Anybody that knows me know me well. I'm a New York team guy. So I like the Giants. I mean, I like the Jets. I'm a Giants fan. I like the Mets, but I'm a Yankee fan. I like the Nets, but I'm a Knicks fan. Okay, so, and I like the Islanders, but I'm a Rangers fan. You know, um, but I'm a New York team guy, no matter what. So when the Jets is not playing my Giants, I'm rooting for the Jets. You know what I mean? When the Knicks is not playing the Nets, I'm rooting for my Knicks. You know, um, I'm rooting for the Nets, and so on. Like, I just like New York teams. I'm always going to like New York teams. Are they more talented? Sometimes not. Sometimes not. But I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. So, uh, talk about teams. Remember one time I was in the Bronx, and years ago, coming back from a Yankee game, and I didn't see him, but people said that X was in that stadium. Man, man, I wish I was in the position to have a conversation with him then. You know what I mean? Um, I wish I had the opportunity to converse with him on any day. I would have loved to have had a nice conversation with him. Um, Shock G, um, as we all know, passed away this past week. Um, and we've been stricken hard, bro, in the hip hop community. We've been stricken hard. It's been a rash of deaths in the hip hop community, man, for the past couple of months. We've been getting it. You know what I mean? Um, I feel like I feel like some of them are are a surprise, but some of them are just an act from the nature of your I'm trying to word this without sounding harsh, but we all know that X was heavy on drugs and stuff like that. And from what I understand, there was a relapse, and some of these things contributed to, the condition that took him out. Um, there was some rumors about Shock G, and I don't know where that stands, you know. But nevertheless, at the end of the day, these guys were legends, um, creative monsters, man. Like, it's hard to lose a loved one. As a fan, it's hard to lose an artist that you cared about. But somebody of that magnitude, man, that mindset, that man, like, gosh. So Jazz is not here. I actually wanted to do it when he was here. But being the show is progressing, um, I think I'm going to give a moment of silence, you know, and just pay tribute to, our pioneers. Um, let's just give them a minute. Right? So, um, uh, one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite artists, DMX. When I heard that he has, a project that was supposed to be coming out, I hope they put that project out. He got some joints on there. I hear that he did with Pop Smoke, who's another artist that we lost last year. Um, I want to hear the content. Don't hold it. Don't hold it. I know you feel like, oh, if we hold it back, the fans are going to yearn for it, get up the anticipation. Um, I get it. I get the sales pitch. Don't hold it. Let it go. Trust me, it's going to sell just as crazy now as it would if you held on to it. Actually, you might do better just because at this point in time, it's the best time because cats have been wanting it. They've been starving it. Don't hold it. Let it go. Let it go. You know what I mean? I don't know what Shock G was working on. I heard some rumors about that as well. Um, but even if he was, let it go. Release it. You know? But Hump was one of my favorite songs, man. One of my favorite songs. I was rocking that the other day, and I was like, man, I had to be winding it again. Like, yo, this is my joint right here. You know what I'm saying? This is my joint right here. You know, um, man, you have no idea how crazy I was when it came down to that hump joint. Man, that was my joint. I don't care what nobody say. You know. That was my joint.
Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but you're making money, see? So yo world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the umpty. Yo ladies, oh how I like to funk me, and all the rappers in the top.
You know, I just feel bad, man, that we lost another pioneer. You know what I'm saying? Who else?
Life shit, yeah. Life shit is like
yeah, man. That's why I want Jazz to come in here, man, so we can sit down and chat a little bit of that feelings. Oh,
survive.
I was just going to talk about it.
That's the 5 minutes.
Talking about life. Let's talk about
I'm
life.
slick.
So, apparently, we lost a few individuals, you know, at transit. And there's a lot of people that are there at work that you feel it's time. I could feel like it's time. The question is that was put before me was, when do you know it's time? Or are we pressing the issue because of? What I'm saying is, sometimes, you know, we take on more than we should. You know, later on in life, you get a new girlfriend or you have a new baby. Like you're 52, 53, 54, and you just had a baby. It's retirement now in your foresight. You know, like, when do we know that it's time to call it quits? When it's time to hang up your keys? When it's time to say, okay, that's it. It's enough. You know, I feel like we work hard. You know, we do the same thing every day. Come in, you do, you know, your daily routines. You know, work, come home, cook, clean, take a shower, you get in bed, get up the next morning, and you do that all over again for X amount of years. But when do you say enough? When do you say I'm done? When do you say it's time to hang it up? And that's why a lot of people don't want to get into that type of talk. Just like there's a lot of people that don't want to visit their insurance policies. They don't want to pre-plan their own services. You know what I mean? It's a lot on a family when they lose a loved one and then still have to go and take care of the daily necessities to take care of that loved one that they just lost. So you have to go to the funeral home, you have to go to the cemetery, you have to, like, there's so much that has to take place before you can even finish grieving to deal with that, that situation. You some people have it in place. Some people already have their plot. Some people already have the funeral home and all the instructions and the insurance policies, everything laid out. So when that day comes, it's 1, 2, 3, done. So it's difficult, man. It's difficult. I've had to help bury a few family members, and the process is so draining. And your mind is just so focused on, how do I get past this? How do I get better? How do I get past this grief? And then you still have to deal with it. And then you have to go into this place and describe who this individual was, and go through books and look up. Like, it's a morbid situation, but it has to be done. So when do we say enough? When do we say, let me take care of all of these things, so when my time does come, it's not as hectic for my family. It's actually very easy for me, because I already know they're going to be grieving. I already know they're going to be hurting. I already know that they're going to be going through it. So let me just ease the burden of my family members when it's enough. When do you know it's time to retire? Time to get out of whatever capacity that you're in? When do you know that it's enough? Sometimes it's just easy for us as individuals to put everything on the back burner, to not talk about it. But that situation is never going away. We are born to die. And whatever we do in between makes the individual that we are. So when are we ready? I know it's hard to think about. It's not something that you want to think about. But truth be told, this is what it is. So, I just feel like losing the individuals that we lost this past year up until now, it made it harder on us to think past certain things. This pandemic was probably the worst that I've seen in my life, where individuals lost their life outside of being murdered or killed. I would never have fathomed that we would be going through this. And then at the same time, we still have to live. At the same time, we still have to take care of ourselves. At the same time, we pretty much just living day to day, but we still have to think about the future. do we think about the future with the pandemic in it or out of it? It's hard. It's hard. But it be what it be. Be what it be. So, but with all that being said and done, man, I wanted to get into some sports and a little bit of life. With everything that's happened this week, I'm going to keep it short this week because it has been a stressful week for everybody, myself included. So we're going to share a video with you guys, and then we're going to see y'all next week. So I appreciate y'all coming through, though. Oh, the one thing I wanted to ask. What is everybody's prediction for this year's draft? And what is everybody's prediction for this year's NBA playoffs? Who do you think is actually going to make it? And who do you think is not going to make it? I think, me personally, we are definitely going to be 5th seed. For some reason, I got a feeling like Atlanta may overtake our 4th spot. May. I say may take over the 4th spot. They may not, but it's going to be close between us and Atlanta. If they do, it's not going to matter. Only reason why I say that's an issue is because we'll be playing Atlanta in a 7-game series. They would have home field advantage. So that's the only issue for me. So I'll play the snippet. Let's see.